she does make you hate her. Like, she is a villain. Like, there's no redeeming qualities about her character. And that's very much source material. Earlier today, I actually saw Blue Beetle. If you remember from the last episode, I said I was going to try to see it so I could talk about it. So I'm going to give my quick rundown, my quick review. I'm going to try not to be too spoiler heavy here for people who still need to see it. So I will say off the gate, I felt it was too long. That was my first impression of it. I felt there could have been probably about 30 minutes to an hour you really didn't need. It felt long. I don't know how long the movie that actually was, but it felt like a 2-hour movie. It may not have been. But it felt long. It kind of dragged in parts for me. I liked it overall, but it did drag. I also will say that, did you look up how long it actually is?
Of course I did. 127 minutes.
Okay. It felt longer than that.
Oh no. Oh no.
What they needed more if they're gonna. So I get why they made it the way they did. There's a lot of character development. There's a lot of scenes that are like are supposed to like make you care about the characters in an emotional way. But I feel like a lot of that could be cut for the sake of timing, or they could have like brought in a lot more levity to make those moments not as daunting. Does that make sense? It's not like Zack Snyder dark. It's not. But it does drag. As far as the characters, Jaime, the actor who plays Jaime, he's great. He's awesome. He does deserve all the praise he's getting. I would say the for you Cobra Kai fans, you'll be love to hear that. I will say the whole family unit in general, they all act their butts off and they're all good. I do feel like Swinton, is that Victoria Cord? The actress who plays Swinton, the actor who plays Victoria Cord. I think it's kind of a Helen Mirren type of thing. I do feel like she tends to overact a lot in this movie. It's very Shazam 2-esque as far as that goes. Once you have the actress name, let me know.
Oh gosh, Susan Sarandon.
There we go.
It is exactly. I haven't seen that. I didn't know she was the villain.
Yeah, Susan Sarandon. I don't know why I thought Swinton.
You remember that same issue I had with Shazam.
Right. It's the exact same thing with her.
Oh, I knew it.
It's very much overacted in my opinion.
That wasn't even a thought until I said that about Shazam, wasn't it?
No.
And then you're like, wait a second. That's what he's talking about.
Yeah, it very much is that. Yes. She does make you hate her. Like, she is a villain. Like, there's no redeeming qualities about her character. And that's very much source material. There's no redeeming qualities about Victoria Cord, and she makes you very much Karen vibes. She's a classic Karen in this movie. The villain is one-dimensional. The villain, I'm saying the secondary villain next to Victoria Cord is very one-dimensional. There's not much to him. They try to make you care about him in the end, and I'm not going to go into why or those type of things, but they try to make you care about him in the end, but I feel it's a little too late because they're like, he's basically just a foil for Blue Beetle, for Jaime, throughout the whole movie, and basically a muscle for Victoria Cord. And at the end, it's like, oh, but he's more than that. It's deep. It's deep. And this is like, I'm not buying it anymore. You know, that's kind of how I feel there. Would I watch this movie again? Not in theaters. Would I watch this movie again if it was on Max? Yes. You could definitely tell this movie was made for Max. It was not meant to be theatrical release, in my opinion. It's a very good Max movie, and that's not me. That's not me trying to harsh on it. That's just, there's movies that are made for TV, and you know it, and they're fine because they get the job done for what they are. But this was not meant to be in theaters.
Not pulling any punches and not saying any fluff. It's right down to the degree and gives you exactly what you need. That's a great breakdown.
1 to 5 stars. No, just go with the grade. Grade's easy. Or I would say as far as a grade, oh my God, C-. It passes.
It passes. Barely. Oh boy. I can't wait to see it. I'll make sure to drop my reaction in the comments. Make sure you guys go out and see it and let us know how you felt about it in the comments as well.
And if you disagree, if you really like Blue Beetle, and in a more spoiler review, I'll probably come off a lot more accepting of this movie because there's things I love, but I'm not going to talk about. But let me know in the comments what you thought of this movie. Second part of the Blue Beetle news I have for you is the Blue Beetle director reveals conditions for a sequel. He basically said what we already know. He said that in order for there to be more, this one has to make money. And they went into it really believing in this movie and believing in Blue Beetle and the Jaime character. And they planned for a sequel. And the end credit scenes make sense that they did. Once again, that'd be a spoiler review. But there are 2 end credit scenes. He doesn't see, from what I could tell from this interview that I got this news from, he doesn't seem too hopeful that this is going to happen. But he says they planned on it. And I'm hoping James Gunn does see the good in Jaime and the character. And even though the movie is probably going to flop as far as box office wise, be like, I'm still bringing Blue Beetle and Jaime over because it is a really good character.
They're doing pretty good.